Hi, I hope all is well with you and that you're staying safe. As we all know, we are in the middle of counting Sefiras HaOmer that began on the second night of Pesach and goes into Shavuos. The way we count the Omer seems to be unusual and counterintuitive. If we count each night, for example, today is the third day of the Omer or today is the fourth day of the Omer. If we are counting towards Shavuos, when we receive the Torah and we are excited about it, we should be counting down towards the day and not up. When somebody is getting married, for example, and has 50 days until that momentous occasion, they will count 49 days until the wedding, 48 days until the big day, etc. Why do we count up rather than down? I always had this question, which unfortunately is a reflection of my lack of understanding as to the whole purpose of counting the Omer. We certainly should be looking forward to Shavuos and Matan Torah. It was literally the most important day in the history of the world. But that's not why we count. We count for a totally different reason. Let me ask you, how was your Yom Tov? How was the Chag? I hope you were able to tap into the nitzotz of Cheros, the spiritual manifestations of freedom that permeated the air during the Chag, for that was the main purpose, or one of the main purposes, for the Chag, to gain a deeper understanding of what it means to be free, to be someone who is able to choose right from wrong, to be able to freely decide how to spend their time rather than being addicted to social norms. When Bnei Israel left Mitzrayim, they had to prepare for 49 days to receive the Torah. They were slaves on a very low spiritual level and had to grow as human beings in order to be deserving of receiving the Torah. We too have our work cut out for us. We count Sefiras HaOmer not as a countdown to Shavuos, but as a stepping stone to be deserving and ready to once again receive the Torah as it was received the very first Shavuos. There are mitzvos to perfect and midos to work on, and each day we count and say, for instance, today is the fourth day of the Omer, where I have already spent 3 days preparing myself for the great day of Ma'amad Har Sinai. Chazal point out that our main focus during this time should be the mitzvos of Ben Adam L'Chavero. It's quite obvious that this should be the main concentration, since we are also mourning the period of the death of Rabbi Akiva's 24,000 students who died for their acting and their lack of acting properly towards each other. As in all areas of Judaism, it's not all or nothing, nor do we go from one extreme to another. As the Chazal teach us, tafasta meruba lo tafasta. If you grab too much, you lose it all. But we do have to stay focused, roll up our sleeves, look in the mirror, and accept our flaws, and commit ourselves to try to perfect as many of them as we can, one day at a time. Can we be more careful with Ashmiras Halashon? Can we be more friendly and considerate to the people we come in contact with? How about giving the other person the benefit of the doubt? Maybe they're having a hard day, or worse, going through a crisis. Think of the times we would have wanted someone else to give us that consideration. Down deep, we all really want to be exceptional individuals. It takes work, but it's possible, and there's no greater feeling of satisfaction by becoming closer to that individual that we so much want to be. May our efforts in using these days of Sefiras HaOmer and preparing for Matan Torah be met with tremendous siyata d'shmaya, and may our efforts be as schus for our brave soldiers and the captives being held in Gaza, and may we share the Besuras Tovos very soon. Gold.